Yeah.
So here we go on to the isolation day 5. A lot of people have been asking about more mounting drills for at home, so I've ably assisted by my lovely niece today doing the filming for me. What we've got here is 2 bits of string, as you can see, and they're quite a way apart at the minute. What we can do is use that to check our mount. If we've got a good mount, we can place the gun in here safely, and if I've got a bad mount, as I come up, I'll start to hit rope, and it will tell us that we can't swing, we're not holding our hands parallel to make that one continuous move. So if we've got a good mount, we've got a nice foot position, our weight balanced, as we come up, we should be able to stay within the confines of the rope, going both ways. It will tell us if our mount is accurate or if our hands are going from one to the other. Once we get quite good at that, we can then narrow this down, make the rope tighter, and then we can start to see if we are actually any good, if we can stay within the compounds of a 2-inch gap by controlling the hands going both ways. We can set this up in our garden, kitchen, and it's just going to tell you how accurate you are. But then it's not just about going sideways, it's about going forward. Can we stay within the confines of the parameters whilst mounting onto a fast trap shot and keeping it nice and smooth? That's something that will seriously help you out with your mount at home. So carrying on from outside, we've just done that drill. That's going to help you out with the on how to perfect that mount at home during, like I say, during this pandemic. We've really got struggling. Everything's got to be done at home. I'm lucky today. My dad's off work, so I've been able to come into his office, and not many people get to see these. I don't pay much attention to them myself, but there's quite a lot of stories and a lot of success in here. There's umpteen world championships, European championships. You know, you're looking around and sometimes, like I say, these things don't really matter to me until you sit back and you think of all the stuff you've been able to do. So, you know, I think it'll be the first time anything's ever been seen in here. So, you know, that's what we do it for. This is why we go out and train in the rain and turn up to these events trying to win these bits of tin that really don't matter apart from memories, I guess. But my mum tends to keep everything and stack them here in Dad's office. So what I'm going to touch on today, and I want to go over, we've looked at methods, but methods are worthless if we don't have hand speed. Hand speed is something I talk about a lot, and they're questions that people ask me about. What do you mean when we talk about hand speed? So I have a golden rule when I'm shooting, and that's to move as slow as I possibly can, yet still get my lead. That's the important thing. There's no point being so slow that you don't get in front of it, but I certainly don't want to be too fast or out of control. So as I touched on yesterday with pull away, so we've looked at 2 methods. So we've got swing through, okay? Swing through is a 1-speed move, and pull away is a 2-speed move. This is continuous. Make sure I spell this right, Hal. So continuous and 2 speeds is the clay speed plus 1. And what I say by plus 1, I try to gauge all of my target speeds on a sliding scale, okay? So on this sliding scale, this is how I judge the speed of birds. 0 being a bird that has stopped moving. If it stopped moving, we stop moving. 2.5, as I discussed before, is the speed of a skeet bird. 5 is a flat out batu. That's as fast as they're ever going to throw a clay. And 6 is gun speed only. This will all make sense in a minute. So whatever I'm shooting, if I'm going to shoot swing through and I determine that the speed of the bird is a 2, my speed will be a 3 continuously. I'll start at a 3, I'll finish at a 3, and I'll take my shot. If I decide the same bird I'm going to shoot pull away, I will latch onto it, moving at a speed number 2, and when I'm ready to make my shot, I move at a speed number 3. So I only ever go up this sliding scale by 1 speed. I don't want to shoot pull away 2, 2, 2, 4. That's too big of a jump. So whenever I'm going to move, my gun speed is only 1 on this sliding scale quicker than the target is. Unless it's stopped, then I stop. If it's a 0, I'm a 0. 6 is not on the sliding scale for clays. It's the gun speed only, because as I've just explained, if the birds are 5, we need to finish with a 6. The 6 is going to get us in front of it. If you can start looking at this and start drawing your own sliding scale, you'll start to understand that your hand speed has probably been way too fast. That's the biggest problem with any hand speed's too fast, and we have no control over the ending. Remember what I said yesterday, we only want the right lead once. So whenever I'm shooting swing through or pull away, I don't want to have to get out there too fast and think, shit, put the brakes on, hold that lead. If I can just go up this sliding scale by +1, if I decide it's a 2.5, I'm moving it a 3.5. Now, what's important? How do I understand what those speeds feel like? And that's where training comes in. You're going to go to the ground. You're going to start picking birds. Just going to pick, that's a slow bird. That's number 1. Start to understand what 1 feels like. Just because you say it's a 1, I'm going to move it a 2. If you have no muscle memory, you don't yet know what a 2 is, those numbers are going to be irrelevant. You need to be going out to the range, finding these different speeds of bird and memorizing a muscle memory. How does that feel? What is that speed going to feel like? And that's what I can do when I walk into a station. I understand what a 3 is, or a 4 is, or a 5 is. And 6 still isn't not that quick. You know, it's the quickest move, but it's certainly not quick. We've got angles and everything in our favor. So obviously, if we've got a target here, this one's 50 yards, this one's 40 yards, this one's 30 yards. If I move the gun this much, let's call this a 15-yard move, say. At 30 yards, I've gained this much swing. At 40 yards, I've gained this much swing. And 50 yards, I've gauged this. So it's understanding how those speeds feel to you and how they feel at different distances. If you can master your hand speed, that will help you master the methods. If you master the methods, you're going to become far better shooters. Use the mountain drill that we did outside to train at home. This is just mental preparation for when we can go shooting again. Stay safe, and I hope this helps you out.